Good afternoon and a very warm welcome here from the Cherry Red Records Stadium. What is the first of a double-header here in the capital as the London Broncos take on Salford in the Women's National Championship. Two sides met in the semi-finals of the playoffs last season, with London emerging 22 points to 10 victors on that occasion. And after a Challenge Cup run through to the quarter-finals, they'll now be looking to get through back into league action. And having a look at some of the teams here, starting with the London Broncos. Rebecca Smart is at fullback, and then right wing will be Charlotte O'Halloran. The centre pairing of Abigail Ashby and Catherine Wallace, with Emily Bell on the left wing, and then Jade Walker and Courtney Treco standoff and scrum half. Onto the forwards, number 8 Emily Hughes at prop, and number 10 Danielle Schuband, with Polly Brand at hooker, and then Sian McLaughlin and Tamsin Barber in the second row, with Catherine Salter as the loose forward. And we are underway now. And Broncos get up towards the 40 and punch through there, almost up towards halfway now, just been held. And inside the Salford half now, being held there, but escaped did Catherine Salter. And there is a Salford player down, receiving treatment. But the Broncos will continue towards the 20, and it's fumbled, and Salford can't reclaim the ball. And the referee has awarded Broncos possession. And the Salford player is still receiving some treatment here. And an early stoppage here, less than 90 seconds into this one. The London Broncos just in a little bit of a huddle now. And Salford coming into it. Receive some tactics as well. Of course, the Broncos, as well as beating Salford in the playoffs last season, did beat them 26 points to 6 in the regular season. And what an opportunity for them today to play here at the Cherry Red Records Stadium as part of this double header, with the men's side playing the Midlands Hurricanes later on. But some concern here for the Salford player just inside the Salford half here. So after all of the build up to this game, it's an early stoppage. And we certainly hope that the Salford player is okay. Just led out, led flat on her back. Just going to run you through some Salford team news now. At fullback is Teresa Crookle, and then at right wing Chloe Lyons, with the centre pairing of Lucy Grantham and Alexandra Simpson, and on the left wing is Sophie Roy. And then at standoff is Lily Oakley, with scrum half Isabella Woods. Into the forwards for Salford, Lydia Elstone at prop, as well as Debrala McCoy, with Tamsin Corcoran at hooker, and then Neve Davidson and Katrina Blenko second row, and Mia Regan as the loose forward. And it's good to see the Salford player back on her feet now, being helped off. And, she's just trying to move that shoulder. She makes her way off. And it will be an interchange for Salford. So we are almost ready to get back underway. And in fact, it's Salford ball as they try and emerge from their own 20, and then they fumble it immediately. Broncos have it back. Now striding towards the 20 again, wrapped up by 3 or 4 Salford players. Here's Sean McLaughlin. It's out to Shoeband, and she's held up just before the 10, and a Salford player hits the deck, loses her footing there. Broncos are going to try and play it out wide. They've got numbers here. They can try and punch their way through, but they're going to be held up just a few metres short. And Bell plays it back inside, and it's over the line. And the try has been awarded here. The London Broncos have the lead, and it is Emily Bell who gets the score. And after the stoppage, Salford immediately fumbled the ball. London played it out onto the left, and then they were held up just a few yards from the try line. Played it back inside, and Emily Bell manages to punch her way over, and the London Broncos have a 4-0 lead here with the kick to come. So it will be Catherine Salter to line this one up. And a good start for the Broncos here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. Crowd still filing in for a brilliant day of rugby league in the capital. So Salter lining up her kick. And it's just wide of the post. So it remains 4-0. But the London Broncos do have an early lead. And with Salford having an injury in the first minute, the London Broncos win the ball back. And they immediately score with Emily Bell. So Salford will get us back underway now. And how can they respond to the early Broncos score? So the kick drops on the 20. It's going to be held and brought forward by Courtney Treco. She's wrapped up by 3 or 4 Salford players. Now at the 40 inside the Broncos half. And on halfway, and it's a good handle in there on the right hand side, and they may well make their way all the way through. And it's Tamsin Barber who's going to break through and score for the London Broncos. It was brilliant handling, and she's a little bit upset with the late contact there after the grounding, but it doesn't matter because the London Broncos have doubled their advantage. They lead by 8-0 with a kick to come. And it was almost immediately from the kickoff, really. The Broncos managed to get up to halfway and then play it out to Tamsin Barber, who juggled it, managed to keep hold of it and sprinted down that right hand side. None of the Salford players were able to catch her. And what a start for the London Broncos. 5 minutes in, and they could well find themselves 10-0 up momentarily. So Catherine Salter with the kick right of centre now. Salter steps up. And it's through the sticks. And the London Broncos are into double digits. Salter with her first successful kick of the day. And Salford need to regroup here, less than 6 minutes in, and they are 10 points down. And already a player down with injury too. So Salford will certainly hope to recover from these opening few minutes with this kick-off and defend the first set better. Wrapped up by 2. And up towards the 40. Here's Danielle Shabanjo. And then Catherine Wallace is going to be held up on halfway. And that is a penalty to Salford. So it's some reprieval here for them after a sluggish start. And it will be a scrum down. So the referee just halting play. Will be scrum down on halfway, and Salford out towards the middle now on halfway, wrapped up by 2 London players, forcing her back towards her own 40. It's a slight fumble there, but it's gone backwards. Salford still going, but they're not making too much progress. Again, wrapped up by 2 or 3 London players. They try and make progress towards halfway I should say, with Mia Reagan. And have made it into the London half. But they're running out of tackles fast. Up towards the 40 now. And it's going to be the kick towards the corner. Well held by Emily Bell. The first try scorer for London. It's now midway through their own half. There's a fumble there, but it is going to be Salford ball, and that is a lapse in concentration from Courtney Treco. And an opportunity for Salford. So it will be a scrum down for Salford once more. And they'll try and make more progress now into the London half, wrapped up by 3 London players. It's back in towards McCoy, and then McCoy is going to be... He's going to pass it off actually to Elston, who's held up. There's a big hit there, and the referee has pulled it up. And London giving away a couple of penalties now, just allowing Salford some possession and territory, getting a few sets in. So they will tap and go back into McCoy. McCoy wrapped up by 2 London players midway through the London half, across to that left-hand side. And again, another big hit. They're going to try and force towards the touchline. They forced them a good 5 or 6 yards back there. And it was Blenko who was brought down, and she's feeling the effects. Salford almost punched their way through there. Another injury concern. The ball trickles along the floor. It's going to be picked up handily by Elstone. Salford, again, just the handling not quite there, and then the pass was inaccurate, but they still have it. with Walling Mills. Going to come out onto the right-hand side now, and that one may have trickled forward. It has. So the poor handling from Salford has eventually come to fruition in a London Broncos penalty. And they had to survive 3 or 4 sets there, did the Broncos, and did just that. Salford player still receiving treatment on the left-hand side, just back on her feet now. The play is going to be halted. We will get back underway. Broncos up towards halfway, wrapped up by 3. And Wallace into Bell. And then McLaughlin is brought down at the 40. Back into Shavanjo. Again held up on the 40 by 3 Salford players. Can they make progress through the middle? They can, and they've broken the lines here. Broncos trying to make their way through. It's Emily Hughes, held down a few metres short. And the ball bounces. Are they going to make their way over here, London? They are. And it is Tasmin Barber again with her 2nd score of the game. And it was all too easy from a Salford perspective. And it was the line break initially from Emily Hughes that really caused that. And the pass just about made its way back to Barber. And she breaks through a couple of Salford players in between them, evading a tackle. And touches down in the corner. The London Broncos lead by 14 points to nothing. So Catherine Salter is 1 from 2 on the kicks. Can she make it 2 from 3? It's a tough one. Far out towards that right-hand touchline. So Salter lines this one up. It's got the length. Has it got the accuracy? The referee says no, so it remains 14 points to nothing. It was a very difficult kick for Catherine Salter. But the London Broncos firmly in control of this one. And Salford, after having 3 or 4 sets inside the London Broncos half, or around that halfway mark, they give the ball away and London Broncos go up the other end and they end up scoring. And they're now 3 scores down. And it's a familiar sight for Salford in these opening minutes. They will kick off here. And this one is through the middle, comfortably claimed by Rebecca Smart. And Smart plays out onto the right-hand side again to Barber. Barber's going to make her way down that line. She's still going here. Barber's got the pace and she's going to have her hat-trick. And the London Broncos are over again. And Tamsin Barber with 3 scores in less than 15 minutes. And Salford simply cannot handle her pace down that right-hand side. The Broncos are in cruise control. Salford disconsolate. It's always going to be a tough assignment. It's an ominous scoreline, less than 15 minutes in for Salford, certainly after the competitive games last season. So can Catherine Salter add the extras and take the Broncos up to 20 points? The kick is good, and London Broncos lead by 20 points to nothing. They've been imperious in these opening 15 minutes. And Salford desperately trying to regroup in their own in-goal area. And again, it was almost immediately from their own kickoff. It was Rebecca Smart who collected the kick. A simple pass out to Tamsin Barber. She peels out onto the right. Her pace is too much. And she dives down in the in-goal area for her hat-trick. So Salford with the kick-off again, and it goes straight to Rebecca Smart once more. This time she's wrapped up. The Broncos reach the 40. Shabanjo is going to be brought down. And Wriggles 3. Broncos will get up to halfway here. It's Sean McLaughlin who's held by 3 Salford players towards the 40 inside the Salford half now. And Shabanjo just stumbles as she plays that back, and the Broncos looking to potentially get it out to that right hand side again. Instead, it's Hughes who breaks through once more. Can she go all the way? She can. Emily Hughes touches down. And this is starting to look like a rout from the London Broncos. And it's Emily Hughes who breaks through the middle. Her power too much to handle. And yet again, Salford concede virtually straight from their own kickoff. A couple of passages of play. It's into Hughes. She breaks through the middle. And Salford cannot stop her. And London Broncos lead by 24 points to nothing. So Salter up again to add the extras. And the kick is no good, says the referee, so it remains 24 unanswered points from the London Broncos. And it seems to be every time Salford kick off, London Broncos pick the ball up, and go straight up the other end and score again. Salford have got to get a hold of this game to stem the flow of the Broncos attack. Might be about damage limitation through to half time. Still a long way to go. We're in the 20th minute. And the kick is going to be brought down by Jade Walker, but then it's fumbled. So that will give Salford a slight reprieve. And Salford will perhaps take their time with this one just to get a breather really and stop the relentless London Broncos attack. So, the scrum, it's going to be played back now. And Salford wrapped up on the 20. It's back now to McCoy, who's still powering forward and is eventually brought down by a combination of Treco and Hughes. Out towards that left-hand side of Reagan. Back in field now, 10 metres out, and they're going to make a few more metres as well. They try and play the offload. They still have it here, Salford, brought down at the 10. Out to that left-hand side, but back in field, right across the width of the Broncos defence. There was Mia Reagan. It's brought down by Shabanjo. Space out on the right-hand side, but they go left again and they kick it through the middle. It's going to be picked up by Tamsin Barber. And that was probably the closest Salford have got to the London Broncos try line in this game so far. Ultimately, the kick was no good, and the Broncos have it back. Now making our way forward is O'Halloran. Rebecca Smart. It's going to be held. The referee has penalised Salford here. So the kick will go out a couple of metres inside the Salford half. It will be Broncos ball, virtually on halfway. And now tap and go now. Wrapped up by two Salford players. Out onto that right hand side once more, and it's a big hit. Out towards the 20. Wrapped up by 3. That's a good interception there. Salford have it back. It's well played by Alexandra Simpson. She needs some support. She hits the deck. She's still going here. She hasn't been tackled. And she will be now, just before halfway. Feels as though she's been held a little long there. That's quick hands from Salford. Just inside the London half with Davidson. Wrapped up by two London players just before the 40. That's a fumble. That one might have gone forward. It has. And the handling proving the sticking point for Salford again. So it will be a scrum down. And Salford managed to stem the flow of the Broncos at least for a couple of minutes. Coming forward towards halfway now. It's going to be wrapped up, and she's complaining to the referee there. Is Courtney Treco. Just inside the Salford half, immediately hit. And it was Tamsin Corcoran who pounced. breaking her way through. And that's a good defensive set from Salford. We've been better in the last 5 minutes. And the Broncos were breakneck opening 20 minutes, racing into a 24 points to 0 lead. And now going to have to face a scrum down inside the Salford half. Salford will try and play out towards just midway through their own half, and they're going to be pushed back here towards the 40, and it's wrapped up by 2 London players. Out towards the left again. There's a big hit on halfway. And Salford play it back in field from the left, and Widdop tries the offload. And it doesn't come off on that occasion. It's just got a little scrap here in the last 5 or 6 minutes. And another scrum. So Iona McCusker is on for the London Broncos, and we're back underway. There's space out on this left-hand side for Emily Bell. She's going to be brought down really well by Chloe Lyons. And again, Chloe Lyons with the tackle. And the Broncos just inside the Salford half. We'll try and play it out onto left now. They're past the 40. It's back in field. And there's 4 Salford players that make that tackle. And Salter, a slightly loose pass, but it's picked up by Treco. She's searching for the gap. It's not forthcoming. And better defensive sets from Salford in the last 8 or so minutes. And they will be wrapped up by 2 London players here. Back out onto that left-hand side with Widdop at the 40. And this time it's McCoy. Makes her way towards halfway. So Salford wrapped up by 2 London players again on halfway, and now they make their way out towards the right hand side with Neve Davidson. And the kick comes from Salford. It's going to be comfortably claimed by Rebecca Smart. And Salford have possession here at the 20. Wrapped up by 2. Can they get themselves on the score sheet here? peeling away all the way out to the right-hand side. And held up at the 20 again. The referee's whistle is gone. It's a penalty to the London Broncos. So after racing into a 24-0 lead, slightly more uneventful last 10 minutes, but the Broncos still in full control. I think given how the opening quarter of the game went, Salford will be reasonably happy to get through to half-time at this point. And if they can grab a score as well, they'll feel good value. Space out on the left again. And here come the Broncos punching through. It's Wallace, back to Bell. Bell's going to be wrapped up. It's back in field to McLaughlin. 15 metres out. The referee's whistle has gone again. It will be penalty to Salford. So just a few more handling errors creeping in from London. There's another Salford player receiving some treatment as well here. I think it's Hannah Davidson. It's just down up on her knees and receiving some treatment. And London players now in a huddle as well. So after an emphatic start to the game from the London Broncos, Salford have managed to stop the freight train for the last 10 or so minutes. As I said before, if they can get through to the break without the concession of another try, they'll be reasonably pleased, particularly if they can go and grab one of their own. It's a big occasion, of course, for both sets of players, but particularly the London Broncos players playing here at the Chevrolet Records Stadium as part of this doubleheader. Usually play their games at the Hazelwood Centre. An opportunity to play in front of a crowd here at a big stadium, and there will be a scrum down. And Salford will try and emerge from their own 20. They'll play it out towards the left-hand side now, wrapped up by 2. Still gaining a couple of yards. That's back in now to Oakley. Widdup held up. That's a big hit there, just inside the Salford half on Debrala McCoy. And that's going to be a penalty to London. So no scores for the last 12 or so minutes. It's got a little bit scrappier this game. And it will be another scrum. With London possession. Slight false start there. So take two. Jade Walker puts the ball in. It's back across now to Traco, and Barber, who's already got three. There's space out on the right, but they may not need it here, London, because McCusker was making her way forward, held up a few metres short. Traco out to Smart, it's going to bounce forward. And it will be a Salford penalty for the knock-on. I think Salford will be reasonably pleased with how they've dealt with the last 13.5 minutes and how this second quarter of the game is going so far. And they'll try and escape from their own 10-yard line now. Wrapped up by two, and Salford have it on the right hand side. Quick hands, could be pulled into touch here, and it's good work from Emily Bell and from Catherine Wallace as well. Yet another Salford player is going to receive some treatment here. We've been in the wars in this first half. It's been a physical encounter. So it will be Broncos possession when we get back underway. Salford just having a huddle and receiving some instructions as well. If they can grab a score before half-time, they may feel as though there's a path back into this one for them. So some instructions being dealt out, and now the players will take up their positions. And we're back underway. London Broncos at the 20, pushing forward. Wrapped up by three. There is Wallace. And out, trying to punch her way through is McLaughlin. A few metres short. Opportunities here for London. And it's going to be a try. It's Catherine Wallace who touches down for the London Broncos. And after Salford had shored it up for the last 15 or so minutes, the Broncos are over again. And for all their defensive hard work, they have conceded another try. Salford, Catherine Wallace finds the gap and touches down to make it 28 points to nothing for the London Broncos. I think Salford will be really disappointed not to have got through to half time, keeping it just a concession of 24 points. It's been a big defensive effort from them. The London Broncos offense too hot to handle, and will be opportunity for the extras here to take it to 30 points for Catherine Salter. Salter steps up, and it's right between the sticks, through the middle. London Broncos are up to 30 points, unanswered by Salford in this first half. It's a good kick from Salter. And the Broncos in cruise control, heading towards the break. And Salford now with another kick-off. There's 3 minutes to go before the break. And it's been a slog of a first half for the visitors. They find themselves 30 points down. And the kick is allowed to bounce. Smart, he picks it up. It's up at the 30, and Broncos up towards the 40 now. It's going to be O'Halloran will be brought down on halfway. She's still gaining yards here, Charlotte O'Halloran. She's managed to break into the Salford half. And the chance of London around the Cherry Red Record Stadium. It'll be back to Salter. Traco. Barber just couldn't quite get it under her spell, but it's dropped backwards. No, the referee says that will be a penalty for Salford. In fact, it's a penalty to the London Broncos, I should say, and they will restart now up towards the 20. Here's Emily Hughes. Wrapped up by 3 or 4 Salford players. Options on the left now for London. It's just a mishandle at the 20. Salford will pick it back up. And up towards the 40 inside their own half here, Salford. With less than 60 seconds to go in this first half. And this time it's McCoy who's going to be wrapped up and held down. That was a big hit. She's back on her feet now. I think feeling the effects of that one though, limping slightly. Salford struggling to make progress here. Try and break through to halfway now. And are into the London half. And the referee has blown the whistle. And that will be that for the first half here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. The London Broncos 30 points to nothing up, and it was an emphatic opening 20 minutes. Tamsin Barber with a hat-trick, and then Salford, they've been in the wars in that first half. Credit to them, they shored it up for around 15 minutes, but another score, and London Broncos in full control here at the break. Half-time, London Broncos 30, Salford 0. And we are underway for the second half here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. And a big hit immediately. Right on the Salford 10. Salford up towards their own 20, and there's a little kick out there. Referee allows play to go on. And Widdop is just going to be brought down towards the 40 inside the Salford half. With Sophie Roy back, and the kick forward, it's going to bounce almost on the centre spot. It's going to be well watched by Emily Bell. It breaks through into the Salford half. London looking to pick up where they left off. There's another Salford player down. London continue towards the 20 now, and the referee is just going to halt play. It's been a bruising game for Salford here so far. And this another early stoppage, exactly the same as the first half. In the opening minute or two, Salford player down, and it's not quite allowing either set of players to get back into the swing of things so far. Fans still filing in at the Cherry Red Record Stadium as part of this double header. And the Broncos men's team, of course, set to play the Midlands Hurricanes. Still some treatment being dished out here. Just inside the Salford half. So we will be back underway momentarily. And the Broncos now just going to be back in a huddle. Salford players going to take on some instructions too. The Broncos will be very pleased with their first half outing. 30 points to nothing up. Big occasion for them to play here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. And all going swimmingly so far. Not quite so for Salford, but the Broncos looking to make this an occasion to remember. Still not too much movement from the Salford player on the ground. I wonder if it could be neck related. Trying to be as cautious as possible. And Salford, who were under some real pressure in the opening 20 minutes of the first half, and they battled well following 15 minutes after that and concede before half time again. It's been a tough assignment for them as expected so far. And there's been a stretcher being readied here on the pitch, which is not a sight we like to see. We certainly hope the Salford player in question is okay, and they're taking every precaution. And a fabulous double header here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium, as I mentioned. The Broncos men's side look to make it 11 from 11 in the Championship as they take on Midlands Hurricanes. And a great occasion for London Rugby League. The men's coach Jason Dimitri spoke about the importance of an occasion like today for rugby league in the local community. And both sets of teams just trying to keep themselves warm here. It's a lengthy stoppage, just a couple of minutes into this second half, and some real concern. Obviously not what we want to see. So the crowd still making their way in. And special occasion here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. Of course, we'll be a couple of months away from this ground for the Broncos men's side, with the pitch renovations. Of course, the home ground belonging to AFC Wimbledon's football side. They'll be back here in July. Right now the concern is for the Salford player down just inside the centre circle of the football markings here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. So both players, both sets of players. So if you're just joining us here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium, it is the first of a double-header of rugby league in the capital as the London Broncos women's side are taking on Salford, and there's a sight that you don't like to see with one of the Salford players just at the start of the second half. A very serious looking injury, and is being stretchered off now to a round of applause. And certainly hope that that's precautionary and nothing more than that. And after a lengthy stoppage, understandably so, to make sure every T is crossed and every I is dotted, the health protocol back underway now. And just over 2 minutes into this second half. It's going to be essentially like kicking off the half from scratch. It will be Broncos possession from the restart, and we are back underway here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. If you are just joining us, a lengthy injury stoppage for one of the Salford players. Play back underway now on the left-hand side. Space out there as well. An opportunity perhaps for Emily Bell. She's going to be held up a few metres short. Just about manages to stay in touch. And the ball is dropped there. Salford will have it back. And they'll try and escape to their own 10. And they've got to regroup here now, Salford. Salford try and break through the middle again with McCoy. Salford still trying to break out from inside their own 20. It's now out onto the left-hand side. Widdop, quick hands from her. And Reagan's going to be brought down. Wrapped up by two London players. Almost towards the 40 here. Good hands from Widdop again, and she will kick. It's going to bounce just inside the Broncos half, and Bell has to gamble to claim it. And does just that. She's going to be held by four Salford players on halfway. But now there's space on the left perhaps. It's Smart. And towards the Salford 20, London Broncos making progress again. Play back to Salter. And then Traco, Barber. She's going to break through here. She's got an option to her right, but she can go alone for her fourth try of the game. And she's going to try and make the kick slightly easier here. She touches down. And the Broncos extend their lead to 34 points to nothing with a kick to come. And Tamsin Barber with her fourth try of the game. And after a lengthy stoppage, the Broncos get back underway with another try in the opening 5 minutes of this second half. And it's played out onto that right hand side, and Tamsin Barber breaks through. She had Charlotte O'Halloran to her right, but opted not to use her. Once again, her pace just too much. She circles back round to help her teammate Catherine Salter out with the kick. It's starting to look like a rout in the first of two games here today at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. So Salter to step up with the kick. And the kick is good. And the Broncos' lead is extended to 36 points. Unanswered by Salford as of yet. There is one-way traffic in this Women's National Championship encounter. The London Broncos, this is just their second league game of the season, of course. Beat the Cardiff Demons before their Challenge Cup run to the quarterfinals. Lost by 112 points to nothing against the Wigan Warriors. Back into league action now, and they're looking very good to make it 2 from 2 there. So Salford will get us back underway 7 minutes into this second half. And as I said before, it may well be about damage limitation. I certainly want to get on the scoreboard on this occasion. London wraps up at the 40, up towards halfway now. And almost breaking through there was Abigail Ashby, who's held. Draco. Back to Salter. Quick hands over. That may have just come off a London hand forward. In fact, it bounced up off the turf. So play continues. Space out on the left for Emily Bell, who can't quite get it under her spell. And in fact, it's been pulled back here by the referee. Emily Bell has been a threat all game down that left-hand side. Will be scrum down with Salford possession. Still a long way to go in this game, and London Broncos 36 points clear. I have to wonder what sort of total could be accrued here by the home side. Salford will be hoping they can limit them to as little as possible and have some scores of their own. And up towards the 40 now. Widdop still powering through. He's almost up towards halfway. And they're inside the London half now, wrapped up by 3. Just picked up and hauled to the ground. Opportunity now on the left-hand side. Mia Reagan breaking forward. She did have Sophie Roy to her left. Opted not to use her. 30 now, and Salford will play it backwards. It's intended for Rala McCoy. Doesn't reach its intended target. London have it back. And Rebecca Smart is going to be brought down. There's a high tackle there, penalised immediately. And, the tackle was on Abigail Ashby. She's just down on one knee now. Felt the effects of that one. And it's just been checked out here. Is Ashby. And with the numerous Salford injury stoppages, now just a brief halt in play for the London Broncos and Abigail Ashby. So we've played a shade over 50 minutes here in the Women's National Championship. London Broncos with a kick to touch. And they will have possession inside the Salford half, around about the 40. Taken in the field by Freya Conlon, and a slip there by Ashby, who is recovered at least for now. And Barber, and Hughes is going to break through. She's going to be held a few metres short. Punching through again, Emily Hughes. And there's space out on the left, but again the pass doesn't find its intended target, but it's going to be picked up nevertheless. And Emily Bell is over in the corner. And the London Broncos have scored again. And Emily Bell with her second of the afternoon. And the initial pass didn't reach its intended target, bounced on the ground, picked up by Emily Bell. And she's over in the corner. And the London Broncos have hit 40 points with 51.5 minutes played. So far, Salford yet to get off the mark. So the kick will be a tough one for Catherine Salter. Out on that left-hand side in front of the fans who've made their way in for the first of this doubleheader. And Salter from out wide to add the extras. Length is good, and the aim is good too, and the London Broncos extend their lead to 42 points to nothing here at the Cherry Oak Record Stadium. And it's been an emphatic display so far from Colin Baker's side. Salford disconsolate. There's some conversations being had between the Salford players who are bemused by the London Broncos attack so far. Just under 55 minutes in. So it will be Alexandra Simpson to get us back underway. A short kick picked up by Barber. Barber evades one, but is eventually slung to the ground by Sophie Roy. And it's just a mishandle there, and that will be penalised by the referee. It was Becky Smart. So it will be a scrum down with Salford possession. And Lily Oakley is going to be the one to put the ball in the scrum, and Salford have it on the 40. And they make good yardage on their first tackle. Courtesy of Lydia Elstone, and now Widdup, again always looking for the offload. She's still trying to wriggle her arm free. She is eventually brought down just a couple of yards in from that left-hand touchline. And towards the 10, it's a big hit there by Tamsin Barber, almost with the shoulders as she wraps through the tackle. And we will have another brief stoppage here. So I think it was Mia Reagan who felt the effects of that one, but so some more treatment being distributed here after that big tackle from Tamsin Barber. So I believe it was Mia Reagan who was on the wrong end of it. And after Salford player was stretchered off earlier in the game, certainly hope that this is nothing too serious and precautionary. So you've just joined us. This is the first of a double header here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. Rugby League in the capital on show today. The Broncos women 42-0 up against Salford here in the Women's National Championship. And the men's side set to take on the Midlands Hurricanes in the Betfred Championship later on. And Mia Reagan is back on her feet. So she certainly felt the effects of that tackle, but she is back and ready to restart this game now. 15 minutes into this second half. Wraps up at the 10. And it's back now to Reagan. Reagan is going to try and find the gap through the middle, but two London Broncos players swarm her as she reaches the 10. Back now to McCoy. He's going to be held and brought down. Inadvertently lands on top of one of the Broncos players there. We'll be back underway momentarily. It will be Broncos possession. Tight in towards their own in-goal area. And they're going to try and escape here with Rebecca Smart, who's held. Towards the 20 now, making more yardage. Midway through the Broncos half, and it's Ashby, and then Treco tries to play that backwards. It came off a Salford hand, did it? In fact, no, the referee has pulled this back, and then there's afters, and Treco has reacted here, and then Widdop is coming with a push from behind, and it's all boiled over ever so slightly. I think it was much to do about nothing in the end, but just a slight flashpoint, some frustration perhaps. And it was Tamsin Corcoran at the heart of it with Courtney Treco. So after all that, it will be another scrum down, and Broncos with the put in. Right towards their own 20 here, and it's evaded the intended target. Smart's going to have to try and recover it here. She's pounced on, but she does have the ball. And up towards halfway here, the Broncos. They might be pulled into touch, though. In fact, the ball's been dropped before that happens. That's a good defensive play from Salford, who win the ball back on their own 40. So Corcoran will get us back underway here. as they make their way up towards halfway, wrapped up by 2. And the referee has penalised Salford here, so it will be a Broncos penalty. So yet another scrum down, this one just inside the Salford half. And slightly messy from London. They have it back on halfway with Rebecca Smart. He tries to cut in field. He's held up. Up towards the 20 now. Held by 2. Now the Broncos look to make their way towards the 10 with Ellie Redfern. Traco. And Smart. It's going to be held. There was some appeals for a high tackle there. Those appeals were not adhered to by the referee. Broncos still have the ball. Back up towards the 10, it's Emily Hughes. She is eventually brought down. There is space for London out on the left and indeed the right. They try and punch through the middle instead. Right between the sticks, and Redfern is going to be held. Another Salford player down, and she looks to be in some serious discomfort here. But London play on, and they may well go over in the corner here. They do. London Broncos with another. This time it's Sean McLaughlin. And the London Broncos have extended their lead once more to 46 points. And as we approach the hour mark, London Broncos are very close to reaching the half-century mark here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. And again, it's the perseverance of the London Broncos attack. And Salford will certainly know they've been in a bruising encounter today. Yet another player down. To be writhing in pain as that play took place. It was number 10, Gabriella McCoy, who is back on her feet now and hobbling back to the in-goal area. The kick is to come from Catherine Salter. Again, it's wide out to the left-hand side. Been ruthless from the London Broncos, this display, just over an hour in, and they've certainly showed up in front of the crowd here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium, a big occasion for them. And a kick from wide to come. And it's got the length and the accuracy. And Salter with another successful kick. It's not an easy one either. Up to 48 points now, the London Broncos, as they close in on that half-century mark. And Salford still yet to get on the scoreboard. It's been a difficult afternoon for them so far, that's for sure. Kick us back off once more here at Salford. Alexandra Simpson. And there's still 18 minutes to go. They absolutely want to leave here with consolation of sort in the form of a try or two. Troko is going to be held. She drives her way, powering through up towards the 40, and then it's pushed backwards there slightly, but back underway. Salter spins, And finds Smart. Smart is held on halfway by 3. And that is penalty to Salford. And Salford celebrating that turnover. And they've had to work hard for their approvals that they've had in this game, Salford. Had a good period of around about 15 minutes in the first half where they kept it tight. Out now towards Sophie Roy, who's held by 2. Salford have it on halfway now. Reagan plays it back. And up towards the 40. Brought down is Elstone. Trying to force their way forward here, Salford. And they're going to gain a few more yards. And the ball is presented rather fortuitously to Sean McLaughlin. And Emily Bell trying to make her way down that left-hand side. Brought down on halfway. Broncos come forward again. It's the inside pass. And there was a knock on there. Just as it looked as though the London were trying to make their way out onto the right-hand side. Just played a little reverse ball out to the left-hand side. But it bounces off and it's a knock on. So Salford ball. "15 minutes remain here in the first of this double header at the Cherry Red Record Stadium, and we'll have a scrum down momentarily. Another Salford player is just receiving some treatment as well. Just, the Salford physios have certainly been busy and got their steps in today. So play just held up again here with a little under 15 minutes remaining. Still the men's game to come here as the London Broncos take on Midlands Hurricanes. As of now, the Broncos women team 48 points to nothing up and are searching for that half century. Back underway here. Salford have it on halfway. Held by 3. And it breaks loose there, but the referee's going to pull it back. And it's London ball now on halfway. It's knocked forward. And it'll be yes, another scrum right in the middle of the park this time. And London forced backwards, but they emerge with the ball. Options out on the left. And again, there's calls for a high tackle there. So penalty to the Broncos. They'll kick for touch here. Towards the 20. And Freya Conlon set to take this, get us back underway, and a tap and go from Abigail Ashby. towards the 10. And he's hauled to the ground. Space out on the left once more. They might try and go through the middle here. And they almost make it to the try line. It's going to be held here is Ellie Redfern. And they've all recycled and they're queuing up here out on the left-hand side, and it's going to be another London Broncos score. And it's the second of the game for Sean McLaughlin. And the Broncos do reach their half century with a little under 13 minutes remaining here. And the overload on the left-hand side. Salford couldn't deal with it. They were queuing up. It was McLaughlin who went over. Sean McLaughlin with her brace. And another kick out from the left-hand side to come. And it was the punching run from Ellie Redfern towards the try line that kept the Salford defenders occupied and played back out onto the left-hand side. For McLaughlin to go over. And now Salter to add the extras. She's been very good with her kicking so far today. It's another one out wide on the left-hand side. And the kick's good once more. And the London Broncos extend their advantage to 54 points. And it has been a fabulous display from the Broncos so far. And they will certainly want to keep this a shutout victory as well. With over 11 minutes remaining, Salford players look tired, battered and bruised. And they've been well and truly beaten here so far. So it will be Alexandra Simpson once again from the kickoff. It's towards Treco and Smart. Smart picks it up. And it's going to be wrapped up by 3. Out towards the 40 now. And the Broncos are really enjoying themselves out there. Almost break through there, through the middle. It has gone forward, so it will be Salford possession. In fact, it's London Broncos ball, I should say, on halfway. Referee saw an infringement, so tap and go from Salter. Back towards the 40. And Polly Roberts just escaping the tackle initially there, and she wasn't best pleased with the manner in which that she was impeded. She gets it back here though. Nice inside ball. It's going to come back out to Smart. They're up towards the 20 here, the Broncos. Held again by 3 or 4 Salford players. It's in towards Treco. Breaks through. Just a few metres short. Can the Broncos go over again here? Less than 10 minutes remain. And it's straight through the middle, right underneath the goalposts. And the Broncos have another. It's the power that came to fruition there. Nothing Salford can do about that. Right between the sticks. And it was initially the run from Traco, who was held short. And punching through the middle. And it was Jerron Crossley-Hughes with the try. And Salter with the kick. Steps up, and that will be the easiest kick she's had all day. And the London Broncos up to 60 now. And Salford still not got on the score sheet. And they're slow to make their way back towards halfway. This has been a long old afternoon for them in southwest London. So we will get back underway once more. There's 7 minutes remaining in the first of this doubleheader. The Broncos 60 points to the good, without response from Salford. And the Broncos men's against Midlands Hurricanes to come later. So it's Traco. It's almost breaks through on her own there, up towards halfway. It's a brilliant run from her. Now Rebecca Smart. Tamsin Barber breaks through. She's one-on-one here, Tamsin Barber, and she's always going to come out on top there. Tamsin Barber is going to get her 5th try of the day. And it's just simply too much for Salford to handle. And when London break through the lines like that, Tamsin Barber is left one-on-one with the defender. There's only ever going to be one winner. The Broncos extend their lead to 64 points to nothing. And what an afternoon for Tamsin Barber. Good afternoon at the office for her. 5 tries now. And the Broncos is 60. And the kick is good. And the Broncos make their way up to 70 points now. So Salford back up to halfway, and they will get us back on the way shortly. And it's been an emphatic display from the London Broncos. They've well and truly put Salford to the sword here, and a kick. And Widdop is going to make her way forward up towards the 30, and she's held. London Broncos 66 points to the good. And Salford now trying to break forward with A little over 3 minutes remaining. Can they grab a consolation? There's another injury here to Salford. It's been a really difficult afternoon for them. And they may well be happy to hear the end of this game, because they've been beating all ends up today. The Broncos thoroughly professional. Certainly an emphatic start to this double header at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. Again, still Broncos fans filing in, and they'll be walking in and seeing the scoreline. 66 unanswered points. And the men's team still to play the Midlands Hurricanes in around about half an hour's time now. So we'll get back underway for the last couple of minutes. Salford will try and kick between the lines, and the ball drops back to them rather fortuitously to Debrala McCoy. So it's Salford ball, referee penalising London. The last couple of minutes. And London will certainly want to keep this a shutout. Salford will be desperate to get on the score sheet after a very difficult afternoon. Now it's Widdop up towards the 10, trying to break through. She's trying to wriggle her arm free for the offload, and she does just that. And Salford could have the last laugh here in terms of scoring. But perhaps not, as the referee just pulls that one back. And it will be London Broncos possession, and that should see us through to the end. So scrum down. And the Broncos will try and play out from their own 10. 60 seconds remaining, and they could break here. Up towards the 40. It's Rebecca Smart, held on halfway. It's been an emphatic performance from the London Broncos. And they're looking to end strong here as well. Salford thought they won the ball back. It's a penalty to London. 20 seconds remaining, so they will kick to touch just before that. The ball played back in, but we all get back underway now. Towards the 20. Now towards the 10, held up. These will be the final actions of the game. Let's play back now to McCusker, trying to break her way through again. Space out on the left as she can wriggle her arms free. And that will be that here for the first of this double header at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. The London Broncos women with a 66 points to nothing win over Salford. Emphatic is certainly the word. Tamsin Barber with 5 tries, braces for Emily Bell and for Sean McLaughlin. And there was a couple of lengthy injury stoppages for Salford. Really, it was all about the opening 20 minutes for the London Broncos, racing in to a 24 points to nothing lead. And they never really looked back from there. Salford struggled to deal with the Broncos' attack. and they couldn't get on the score sheet in the end. The London Broncos with a thoroughly convincing win and the perfect start to this London doubleheader here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. Final score, London Broncos 66, Salford 0.